games and what needs to be done so that we keep the winning phase going.
Yes, please. I know you are a selection talent, but the selectors are obviously under a lot of pressure after England and now. So, I mean, here Michael Clark is also selector come captain. So, do you think some sort of initiative that could be taken in India where you have more say on selection?
Well, I always stay away from when it comes to the selection topic, and as far as it's concerned right now, if you see, these are the best 17 players who are here, so we have no reason we should be complaining about the selection. So, we'll keep the selection out.
Talking about the captaincy, how you do it, the pace, what have you learned? Where do you think you made any mistakes despite you were there, any lessons learned?
Well, again, usually when you come out of India, what I have seen is there comes a phase where the ball, doesn't do much, and there's not much for the bowlers at that point of time, and that's a time where we need to improve, not only as a skipper for me, or even I need the plans need to be executed really well, because you have a few fields in mind, and if the bowlers they stick to that particular plan and execute it well, it looks very good. But once it starts going wrong, it looks very difficult to manage, as to all of a sudden in a test match. Just for example, in this particular game, we had an instance where there was just one gully fielder that was the only catching fielder that was behind the point region, so it gets a bit difficult. What could have been done is bowl a line where you attack a particular target a particular area as to okay, we'll force the batsman to go through the covers and invite him for the drive, and if he commits a mistake, we'll have slip fielders to catch it, and if it starts to reverse, then change the plan a bit, look to have fielders on the leg side, try to bowl it as straight as possible. So it's about execution also, and I feel with more exposure, I believe that's what the bowlers must have learnt in the last couple of games, and what we have seen is we have looked to attack a bit more with Zaheer, because he's our main wicket taking bowler, so I don't want him to contain or look to contain any batsman as such.
Yes, please.
Do you see any weaknesses at all in the Australian team after 2 tests?
Well, of course, any side, you can't have a perfect side. It's about individuals, how they come up on the field and how they perform in that particular game. In the last test match, we have seen, we can get the Australian top order out quite cheaply. So which means, we have to bowl that particular line and length and try to keep the pressure up, because that's something that will be very crucial in the coming 2 test matches.
Yes, please.
MS, do you think that after England are now here that your batsmen are starting to show their age?
Well, not really, because with age of experience, and I think they are the best that we have got as of now. And hopefully what may also happen is they may be feeling the pressure of saying they want to really perform well over here, but what's important is to enjoy the game, stick to the present, try to break down the sessions and stay in the present. So hopefully it will get better, and hopefully we'll score more runs in the coming 2 test matches.
Given the conditions in Australia and the batting lineup we have, what do you think is the fast score for this lineup in Australia?
Again, it depends on a particular track, and I feel, on the Sydney track, if not more than, anything over 300 in the first innings would have been a good score. 350 odd runs would have been a very good score, because, once you get out cheaply, the whole mindset changes of the opposition, and once you have put 350 runs on the board, then the opposition needs to score those 350 odd runs first and then look for the lead. So, the whole setup changes once you score those 350 odd runs.
Yes, just said that with Zaheer Khan attacking bowling was not looking that way. In the end of it all, if you see the statistics, he has got the best economy there. Isn't it the indication that if you attack him actually?
Well, you have to back up with good bowling, as to he's someone who bowls very well according to the field, and it's something that can't just go one way. Can't have 4 or 5 slips throughout the test match, because ultimately you have to score what the opposition scores also. So it's a combination of both. You have to come up with strategies what works the best for you, and it's a balance between, you know, getting wickets and what kind of a partnership the opposition is getting. You know, if they score very quickly, you may have an attacking field, but you know, it will be difficult to get the amount of runs they score.
You don't feel you might be heading towards the defensive compared to forward and
Well, frankly, you know, I felt I kept the slip cordon for a bit long in this particular game because, you know, they were there and nothing really went that way. So, you know, I think with a bit more execution and a bit more planning, we can try to use those slip fielders in better position as to a catching covers or a catching cover point region, you know, rather than just sticking to the slip cordon.
Second last question. Mahendra Singh and bounce has been undoing our batsmen. Now there is a lead to the third test match. Is there need to really simulate conditions? They have to play into the bowling machine, but is there a need to ensure that the batsman get enough workout against this kind of bowling, which would be in abundance, which would be through the doors in person?
Well, I think we have got fair amount of exposure to the Australian bowling line in the last 2 test matches. So I think what's important is to switch off from the game. You know, you don't really want to overdo it, and you know, there may be a few individuals who like to spend a bit more time on the field, but I felt, you know, it's always important to switch off from cricket, but because that really helps you, you know, de-stress a bit and come back to your in a positive state of mind. So I feel rather than spending more and more time on the field, you know, practicing, what we need to do is spend some time off the field in recreational activities and get some time off cricket.
Last question.
Mahi, are you happy with your performance A as a captain and B as a batsman?
Well, as a batsman, again, as I said, you know, the first test match particularly, I was not happy with the way I batted in the first innings. Second innings, I got set to some extent, and then I was short of batsmen, and I always prefer, you know, going down with the ship rather than coming out not out. So, you know, I look to play my shots. At times it pays off, at times it doesn't. Almost the same thing happened in the first innings over here. Second innings, I don't know how I got out, you know, because I thought it was a full toss, but then I realized it's a bum ball. Not literally a bum ball, but it went to Hilfenhaus for a catch. So, you know, I would like to improve, and when it comes to the captainship, you know, overall, you know, whatever we have been doing, you know, it's not paying off in that particular sense. So we'll look to improve that also, and hopefully with better execution of plans, you know, we'll have better results in the future.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Mahendra Singh Dhoni at the press conference. We'll take a very short break and join you on the other side with the Australian point of view after their win at Sydney.